Hello and welcome back to the Kind of Athletic podcast. I think this is episode 18.
Yeah, 18.
Gosh, we're still cruising. It's crazy. My name is Kellen,
No, I'm Sam.
and not a lot's gone on in the world, at least of football. We're only going to really talk about football and baseball today, just because the only other sport is the Premier League, which Sam has no idea what's going on.
Nope,
It
I
just
do
started
not.
this weekend. I still need to teach him this at some point. I don't think he's going to figure it out.
Hey, they score goals. I know that much.
There's a lot. There's a lot in soccer, and so it should be good. But so we're gonna go over just a little bit of football updates. Again, there wasn't a lot. We'll talk a little bit about the Seahawks game. Again, not a lot. And then we're gonna go right back into the kind of the sport that is taking over our podcast for the entire year, baseball.
Yep.
Talk about the Mariners. We're gonna predict kind of what we think might go on in the postseason, and then how we also think that the season's gonna end standing wise. If you think that there's any teams that might, make a late push, move things around or anything, because I think there's a couple teams that are going to make some changes. There are some that I'm actually going to adjust right now because of news that just came out today. But anyway, and then we will end with our Christian athlete and our verse, as usual.
Yep.
Anything fun going on this week for you?
I've been busy. A lot of other stuff. I got accepted to Central in the master's program.
Woo!
That's exciting.
See what?
So I got to figure that stuff
Okay.
out. But I don't know why I had my cousin this week, so I've been kind of, well, not just me and my parents, but we've been kind of busy with that.
Cousin's also a 3-year-old, just so people
Yeah,
understand.
who's really good, though.
Yeah,
really,
he's
really
a nice
good.
kid, but it's
But-
just like a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah, and then was my mom's birthday on Sunday. That's last night. Yes, it was. So that was
Did you guys
fun.
go to the beach?
No.
Ah,
We did not. It didn't work out. But we did. We had a couple other things with family issues come up, but it's all worked out now.
nice.
But yeah. How about you?
I went to Chicago, visited a friend who just moved out there in
Cool stuff.
May or something like that. Just wanted to say hi, visit him. We went to Wrigley, which was cool. The stadium is really, it's historic. It's all historic. It's super pretty. Like the famous sign that's out there says "Welcome to Wrigley Field."
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I can try to send Sam some photos. Maybe he'll throw them up. It was cool. It was very different. The stadium is so old. Like,
Yeah.
it makes you really appreciate like what we have at T-Mobile Park because the seats are really small. They feel like they're going to break every time you sit down. It's like rusty everywhere. It's just really old. It's 100 years old, whatever, the stadium. But the outside of it was really cool. It's called Wrigleyville. It's just like this big bar area where, basically right after the game they won. So it was just like shut down the streets and everything. People were just walking around drinking. And there was bars with batting cages. There was bars with just batting cages. So that's like as far as I need to go. Like, it was crazy how many things there were. But it was really fun. I experienced a rain delay for the first time. There was actually 2.
The roof at Safeco is super nice.
Oh, yeah. I realized that we were talking with my friends. So my friends are obviously from here. We all went to high school together. But we were talking about it going, we don't even have a tarp, I don't think, anymore. I know we
Probably
did.
not.
We did for a while. But it's like if the roof breaks,
Yeah.
the game's over. Like, we're done.
Yeah.
There's, I was like, that's so weird. They probably have one like somewhere in the stadium, but
Yeah.
to get it out would be crazy. But anyway, it was fun. So, nothing too crazy, but we did watch the Seahawks game. Again, nothing a lot going on. I don't believe Geno played at all again.
No, so that's what I was going to say. Geno did not play from what I looked
And
at.
I don't think that's an issue.
No, I think it would have been, but from what I've looked at, a lot of starters really haven't played. And the
Not
ones
for
that
the
have
Seahawks.
didn't play like any time at all.
Yeah, and it's weird because a lot of other, like, Mahomes played. And, okay,
Yeah.
really quick, Mahomes behind the back pass.
That was insane.
The whole
was like,
league, the
what?
league's cooked. The league's done. There's
I was like,
no
why's that
way
fair?
you can't beat him. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. And that was like a design play.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's an issue, but I think the only problem with it is you are giving Hal a real chance to show himself
He
against
looks
start
good.
11 for 14, 153 yards with a touchdown. He looked good. Of course, the touchdown was to probably the best Seahawk out there, Aesop Winston Jr., who has been really good.
Yeah, he has.
That's not because he's a Coug. He was down in New Orleans, I think, first, and
I was
now he's
actually
back here.
looking at it. He's gone like kind of all over the place
Yes.
without actually playing anywhere. And then
Yeah.
in 23, he did play one game with the Seahawks. I think it was 21. Played one game with the Saints.
Yeah. So
So
he
he
hasn't
just like never
had a
really
shot.
panned out anywhere. It
I
wasn't-
guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So-
But he looks, I don't know. He'll probably make the team as like the 5th wide receiver. He's been kind of that
Yeah.
good this year. Unless there's a younger guy or something. I was kind of talking before the podcast. I don't know. Jake Bobo is definitely a fan favorite. I don't think
Oh, yeah.
Jake Bobo's that good. I don't know if Easop Winston Jr. is that much better than him,
Mm-hmm.
but it could be a fight for that kind of 4 spot. But he's had a really, really good preseason. McIntosh has had another good game running the ball. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see what's going to happen because you have seen a lot of these other, especially starting quarterbacks, start and play a couple downs, a couple series, a couple. I mean
at least
Mahomes
something.
played almost like a quarter. He played a lot in his first game. So it is interesting to see. I don't think it's going to be a big issue. I still think Geno's probably going to start, but
I would think so. But
it'd be difficult for him not to, I guess. But I mean, I think this last game against the Browns at home, he's going to play at least a quarter.
he has to.
I would be
There's no
shocked
way.
if he didn't. But yeah, it'll be weird because, I just don't know. I don't know why he hasn't played at all. Like it doesn't make me concerned.
Yeah.
But maybe he is still just nursing his injury that he's had, kind of coming back into it. But I'm not sure.
The only other thing that I would say is I watched the game recap, and PJ Walker looked horrible.
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't.
every play. Like, it doesn't really matter. He's our third string, and he's probably not even going to make the team.
I was going to say,
but I was like, it was bad.
Was he? I
I'm
didn't
like,
watch.
this is
I didn't watch. I
embarrassing.
didn't watch that far into the game. We watched about the first half.
Did you see Howell's throw to Winston though? Winston
Yeah.
Jr.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was a dime.
Yeah,
that was a
very
great play.
And I think, I mean, again, I think we've talked about it before. I think that Sam Howell has a legitimate chance to take this job, whether it's going to be the first week or it's going to be week 5 or 6. I have said multiple times that I'm not sold on Geno. I don't think he comes back next year. He's older. So I wouldn't be shocked if Howell gets it. So Howell threw for 4,000 yards last year. Howell, he had a great year.
It was 21 and 21, which wasn't exceptional, but if you look at his line and just what he had around him, wasn't the best, and he still threw for 4,000 yards. So it's like if he could cut his interceptions by 25% even, that would be a big improvement.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's definitely good enough to snag the spot. He is also only 23 or 24.
He's pretty young.
He's super young still. So I just think I think again with Washington, like we said, in 2022 barely did anything. 23 he had 17 games played. He had a 63% completion. He had 3,900 yards, 3,946, so 4,000 yards. He had 21 touchdowns, 21 interceptions. And again, I don't know if the interceptions. I didn't watch him, so I don't know.
Yeah.
They couldn't have all been on him.
That's what I mean.
The line, he gets pressured, whatever. He had an overall rating of 78.9. Like, he was a solid quarterback. He's not bad. But, I mean, I think it just depends on if the Seahawks want to just be like, okay, scratch the year. We're going to go with this young guy. Or are we going to go with the quote-unquote 33-year-old veteran who, he's been decent. He was decent for the Seahawks for the most part. I mean, last year, obviously, 4,200 yards. He had 30 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. He was solid.
Yeah.
But again, it's just one of those things. Do you look at it and do you think Geno Smith is really going to take you to that next level? I personally do not think so.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Geno is I always say he's like a 15 to 20 quarterback. That's where he is. But we will see.
Thanks for watching the Kind of Athletic podcast. Please make sure to like and subscribe on all of our social medias, and we will see you next week.